You're watching KSG News, where you get all the latest from across the globe to help with your exam preparations. We begin with GS Paper 2. This piece of information is in connection with international relations. India and the US on the 28th of March 2021 kicked off a two-day naval exercise in the eastern Indian Ocean region, reflecting the growing congruence in their defense and military partnership. The Indian Navy deployed its warship Shivalik and long-range maritime patrol aircraft P-81 in the PASEX exercise, while the US Navy was represented by the USS Theodore Roosevelt Carrier Strike Group. Now, what is this all about? A carrier battle group or carrier strike group is a mega naval fleet comprising an aircraft carrier accompanied by a large number of destroyers, frigates, and other ships. In a first, enhancing jointmanship, Indian Air Force fighters were also included in the exercise, affording the IAF an opportunity to practice air interception and air defense with the US Navy. The exercise is aimed at consolidating the synergy and interoperability achieved during the Malabar exercise that took place in November last year. Besides the Indian Navy, the Malabar naval exercise was participated by the navies of the US, Australia, and Japan. The four countries are part of the Quad or Quadrilateral Coalition. China has been suspicious about the purpose of the Malabar exercise, as it feels that the annual war game is an effort to contain its influence in the Indo-Pacific region. And now updates related to GS Paper 1. More than one-fourth of government-owned water bodies in the Ganga basin across the 5 states are dried up, show preliminary findings of the census survey of ponds, tanks, and lakes in the river basin. The census is being conducted by the Quality Council of India, an autonomous body set up by the Ministry of Commerce and Industry with the objective of 100% mapping of all such water bodies in Ganga districts for their improvement or rejuvenation. Now, what does this mean? The QCI or the Quality Council of India has so far assessed 578 water bodies covering all 329 in UP. A total of 411 out of 578 surveyed bodies are surrounded by settlements. The survey, being done under the centre's Namami Gange program, is not yet completed in Uttarakhand, Bihar, Jharkhand and Bengal. Encroachment and use of water bodies for dumping solid waste could be the reason behind their drying up. There should be a separate authority to take care of ponds and other such water bodies. Currently, many ponds and tanks exist only in revenue records. The QCI in its findings noted that the pace of survey in Bengal is quite slow due to lack of official support in the state. Murshidabad district officials stopped its ground assessment works, stating reasons of political unrest there. It was suggested that the team go there for their survey only after the state polls. The QCI was supposed to start the survey in March last year, but it started only in November due to COVID-19. And now, more updates related to GS Paper 2. In a significant move, India and South Korea have agreed to go for joint production and export of military hardware, enhance intelligence sharing, and boost cooperation in cyber and space domains as part overall expansion of defense and security ties, official sources said on the 28th of March. The South Korean minister was on a 3-day visit to India that was focused on boosting bilateral defense and military cooperation. In the field of defense industrial cooperation, the sources said that the two sides decided to focus on joint research, joint production, and joint export. South Korea has been a major supplier of weapons and military equipment to India. In 2019, the two countries finalized a roadmap for cooperation in joint production of various land and naval systems. In the talks, the South Korean minister also expressed keenness in seizing the opportunities in India's 2 defense corridors, particularly by investing in joint ventures under the Atmanirbhar Bharat initiative. The government is working on setting up 2 defense industrial corridors in the country, one in Uttar Pradesh and another in Tamil Nadu, with the aim to ensure connectivity among various defense industrial units. The two sides also agreed to increase focus on cyber and space cooperation, besides resolving to continue to focus on streamlining the intelligence exchange mechanism. The Korean minister also highlighted the congruence between India's Act East policy and his country's Southern policy. In the light of India's experience in the UN peacekeeping operations, the Indian side conveyed to the South Korean delegation that it will ensure an appropriate participation in the upcoming UN peacekeeping ministerial meet in that country in December 2021. And now we move on to GS Paper 3. This information is in connection with space technology. National Aeronautics and Space Administration, or NASA, has ruled out the possibility of a planet-threatening event in 2068. Discovered in 2004 and named after an Egyptian god of chaos, asteroid 99942 Apophis was earlier predicted to pass by uncomfortably close to Earth. However, the new set of data and analysis suggests that the asteroid is not a threat to Earth for at least 100 years. Now, what is the significance of this? The new information came to light when astronomers used the asteroid's flyby on the 5th of March as an opportunity to use powerful radar observations to estimate the celestial object's orbit around the Sun. A 2068 impact is not in the realm of possibility anymore, and the calculations do not show any impact risk for at least the next 100 years. With the support of recent optical observations and additional radar observations, the uncertainty in Apophysis' orbit has collapsed from hundreds of kilometers to just a handful of kilometers when projected to 2029. In order to track Apophysis' motion, astronomers used the 70-meter radio antenna at the Deep Space Network's Goldstone Deep Space Communications Complex near Barstow in California. They also used the 100-meter Green Bank telescope in West Virginia, which showed imaging of Apophis. The two systems were used together in a bistatic experiment that doubled the strength of the received signal. The radar imagery of Apophis may appear pixelated, but one pixel covers 38.75 meters, which is an impressive feat considering that the asteroid is 17 million kilometers away from the Earth. Apart from the asteroid's orbit, astronomers also hope to learn about its shape with further analysis. The asteroid, with a 200-meter diameter, is expected to be peanut-shaped, just like most asteroids of this size. The planet's next flyby past Earth is estimated to take place on the 23rd of April 2029. It will be 32,000 kilometers away from our planet's surface and will be visible to the naked eye in the Eastern Hemisphere. That's it in this edition of KSG News. Stay tuned for more such short, concise and informative videos.